That's live.
Okay, all right. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to the Sarcasm and Liberty live stream. We're back after a 2-week hiatus. We apologize we didn't do this last week. We had some things come up. We are back this week, sort of. One of our panel members, a guy who called himself a paleo-libertarian, for some reason he doesn't want to come on tonight. He's watching right now, but he's too cool apparently to be with us. So,
or not cool enough.
We're not cool enough. So that sounds better, actually. We will do that instead. Thank you. But you know me, Mike, aka the Liberty Ginger, and as always, the Pure Madness one.
Yeah.
You notice we have 2 guests on with us tonight. The first one is Traname, and the second one goes by the Safe Space Assassin. They are going to be honest. We might have some more panel members join us later on. We're not sure. But if they do, they'll drop in whenever they're able. So, how's everyone doing?
Good.
I
still listen to you. It's shit.
Yeah. Okay. So it's hot where everyone is. Oh, Tim. Hey.
Oh, you finally got the avatar.
Hey, good to see you.
So, Eve will not go bitchy about it.
So nice of you to join us, Tim.
I figured you needed me.
Are you doing okay, Tim?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Are you happy to be here, Tim?
I'm excited, yeah.
Are you ready to be here, Tim? Are you ready to do this, Tim? Tim, are you ready?
Yeah, is my avatar showing up?
Yep.
Are you ready?
That's what I just said. So Eve can be happy. Happy, joy, happy, joy.
Oh, man.
Madness, what did you say about the heat?
Hmm?
Did you say something about the heat?
Yeah, it's fucking warm here. But I know that with the train mates, I fucking warm. But she doesn't live in the EU, so I still win no matter what.
Well, we are in the middle of July. I imagine no matter what part of the world you're in, it's going to be hot.
Southern hemisphere, there is it winter.
Mm-hmm.
So people, the shit people live in Africa and in Australia, shit like that. There's nice and cool right now.
Yeah, well, I live in Florida, so it feels like temperature has been over 100 this week.
We haven't heat wave for a couple of weeks now.
All right, so what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about you until you showed up.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this then.
If you, actually, if you leave the stream, we'll go back to talking about you. Oh, all right. So, anyway, like I said, we have 2 guests on today. We're kind of going with a different topic tonight than what we usually do. Usually, we go into something straight political or something straight about libertarianism.
Technically, it is a bit political. Yeah.
What?
The topic is slightly political. Bullshit.
It is, but it's a little bit different from what we've done before. Yeah. If you've been watching the news or really just paying attention on anything in social media,
like Twitter, Facebook,
YouTube. Facebook, it's main places where you see it. You've seen that pedophilia is trying to infiltrate certain communities. You see people trying to normalize pedophilia. I don't understand.
In the LGBT community, and that is fucking annoying because LGBT people don't want them.
Nobody wants them.
No.
Except the far left. The far left seems to want them.
No. The Muslims want them too, and they are right-wing group people.
Well, the far left wants the Muslims as well.
They're right-wing. They're a religious group that is right-wing. At least here, that is right-wing.
Yeah, well, the far left often get on my case for being quote-unquote Islamophobic.
That's funny. I know an Islamic guy when I said the word Islamophobic against that word exists, and he's just like, that's a retarded word. And he's a Muslim himself. But he's anti-mass immigration, he's anti-EU, he's a completely different type of Muslim than you normally see.
It's like, I don't know. They worship a book that they'd have to decide whether to throw me off a roof or own me. So yeah, I'm kind of against them.
Well, I'm bi. That would kill me anyway. Plus, I have a lot of other things that probably would kill me too as well.
Yeah, but not all Muslims are like that. Not all Christians are like that either, because the Bible doesn't abolish slavery either. So it just depends on what parts of a religion somebody wants to follow. Because I know a lot of people of a lot of different faiths, and none of them are extremists.
But Muslims have a lot of extreme. Well, actually, they're technically the extremists. The extremist ones are actually the nice people, the one who doesn't follow the books. Those are the extreme ones. Technically, the normal ones are the actual ones that follow the book and want to kill people.
I very much judge a religion by the book that they consider holy. So if the book has bad crap in it and they don't believe it, maybe they should go get a different book.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Like,
but if you've read the Quran or if you've read the Bible, there's such garbage in both that people just ignore because they listen to teachings somewhere rather than reading it themselves.
Yep, and I always
contradict these as well.
When somebody tells me like, "Oh well, I don't actually believe that," I'm like, "Well, it's in your book that you call holy, so maybe you should stop doing that."
But in the Bible, there are contradictories, plus you have translation issues. So certain people use the King James Bible, the was translated Bible, so that's either always a big problem.
All right, well, we're getting off topic, so let's jump back into what
we're good at that.
As we always do. Record for us, though. We've only been speaking for about 5 minutes, and we've already gone off the rails. I don't think we've ever done it this quickly.
In the meantime, 2 more people have joined in.
They were raped.
Who's with us now?
Someone called Boyd and Michael.
Oh, what? Michael's back. Hey, man.
No, I just joined back. I just I got off the phone with my kid.
Wait, so we have 2 Michaels?
And Mark. Okay, Mark and Michael are 2 people that are part of the Sarcasm and Liberty team, and they are going to be with us tonight as well. So, guys, welcome aboard.
Hey, it's going to be such a party in here like this. we went from like what, 4 to 10?
We did, just like that.
Well,
all right, so as I was saying. So as I was saying, our topic of pedophilia, our 2 guests that are on tonight are a couple of people who have seen this type of stuff that's on social media. Safe Space Assassin, one in particular, is one who I've seen has been fighting against this. I think the best way to start this, I'm going to go ahead and open this panel up to you and let you talk about, what you've seen and how you're fighting against this.
Okay, well, what I've seen, and I think I should start by saying it's not so much it's the same thing, but they're trying to normalize it by calling it pedosexual, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah.
And trying to put it under the LGBT community, which is horseshit to begin with. It's pedophilia, no matter what they want to call it or, change it to.
Yeah, like MAP, but still a retarded name?
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
when I think of MAP, I think the thing with countries or streets on it, not in person.
I always think of that song in Dora the Explorer.
Oh my god.
Well, going up with this show, that is not a weird connection to make.
No.
I think I'm going to turn that into a meme now.
I think you should.
Well, we should give the credit to them.
But I seen, like, personally, the ones that I recently got suspended, they had, it wasn't the MAP, the ones that want to call themselves MAP, minor attracted person. It wasn't the ones that are calling it pedosexual. They were ones that actually had pictures of young girls. And I'm so tired of hearing, well, how do you know that they're underage? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out someone's 11 years old or under. It's common sense. Anybody can tell by their smile and the way that they look. So those accounts, as soon as I went after them, what they usually do is they block you. And if you don't block them back, they start mass reporting your account. And I think that's what they did to me. So I guess I need to get a little smarter. And as soon as I send something out like that, I need to block them immediately too. But there's so many of them now. You can't block them all.
Right. If the apologetics were just fucking annoying.
Right, and then I think it makes it a lot worse when you get the ones that want to play apologists to them and say, well, they have freedom of speech, and I think they're hiding behind that to claim that they can say whatever they want to because it's protected. So then it's kind of hard as a libertarian myself, it makes it very hard to counter that to a certain extent. Because it almost plays on your libertarian principles. You're like, yeah, you have freedom of speech. So like, how do we play that out exactly in a smart way that we still don't have to go against our personal beliefs in that?
Well, I mean, I can reconcile that for you. If someone is using their speech in an aggressive and harmful manner, then it violates the NAP. So therefore, your freedom of speech is no longer just a freedom of speech, but it's violating the NAP. So you can throw that out the window, and if you decide to get in my face with your pedophilial bull, then you have to kick your ass.
I mean, like you can kind of consider that like a threat against your children, in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what they always keep saying. They always keep saying, but they know they are, but they're never gonna act on it. But it's complete fucking bullshit. Because even the ones who never gonna act on it, there are very few who you can consider good ones who still like to try to dodge kids as much as they can, but even they have still a huge sense that they fucking will not molest a kid.
Right, and my problem with that is they're claiming that it's a sexuality, and how can you argue that if it's a sexuality and then saying you're not going to act on it? It doesn't make sense to me. And then you go back to they want access to children. I have a problem with that.
It's not a sexuality. I mean, there's no way you can even justify calling it that. I mean, it's a crime, is what it is.
Right.
I mean, and like, there's nothing libertarian about it. I mean, they'll say like they'll try to pull the card of as long as it's consensual. Well, children are not old enough to consent.
Still under the free speech. That is one thing, but acting that they can act upon it then is a bigger problem.
Well, I mean, children are old enough to consent to anything. I mean.
No, but
yeah, and I mean,
still say like that they're trying to dodge kids as much as they can, but I'm just like, go live on the fucking island and stay the fuck away from society then, or get a chemical castration. But even that has not always effect on some people. It still doesn't help them.
Well, part of me wonders how much of it's actually psychological trauma. I mean, a lot of it has to do. There was a podcast me and my wife found on Spotify, and we kind of wonder. We've noticed that some of the recurring issues with pedophilia is basically sexual abuse tied into their childhood.
That their mind is actually so broken because of the trauma that they think it is normal to do.
Right, and part of me wonders, like, if they're just trying to regain control of their life. I mean, I personally believe nobody's born attracted to children. I think mentally there's something wrong with them, and from my understanding,
this mental illness.
Right, and from my understanding is that stress changes the brain. It changes like the chemical balances, and it changes the creases in your brain to cope with it, and I think that's what's going on. But I don't think we should accept it. I think we should treat it. But that's what I believe in. I think is that we should try and identify and treat it, but we should also ostracize it. But
right, but if they're really looking for help, like a lot of them claim, then why are they on social media pushing this instead of actually getting the help that they should be getting?
Exactly.
I think they're trying. I think they're trying for people to accept it. Like,
it's not going to happen.
No. I don't mean accept it like them going out and having sex with children. I mean them.
That depends. Who's going to win? If the EU is going to keep doing what the fuck they're doing, the Muslims are going to take it over, and it becomes normalized here.
Yeah, no, screw that.
So it's a bit. It depends a bit on a few couple of things. The far left will definitely not fucking win. So definitely will never fucking exist.
All right, Bryce Jackson has joined us in the chat. He's watching right now, and he just said an orientation exists between two consenting parties. Children don't have the ability abstract reasoning to consent. And that's what I was saying before, is that, you know, children are not old enough to consent. They don't have that ability to consent because they don't know what they're consenting to, first of all.
Right.
And I mean,
I think what'll end up happening was there was an article, I can't remember where I read it, but it was saying that the sexualization of children today is creating mental health issues for them later down the road. I saw the article. I didn't actually read it all the way through. I just saw parts of it. And that kid, that drag queen kid, I mean, that's not helping anybody. You know, I mean,
right.
That's just adding to this idea that pedophilia culture is okay.
Because that's
that kid is so.
Well, that's what I've seen videos and pictures of, like, where they have like the pride parade, where they do all kinds of like sexual acts, and there's kids walking around there. Sometimes kids without their parents who don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah, I have a problem
The kid's
with
gonna
that.
be traumatized with this fucking shit.
I have a problem with that, but I mean, like, if you say no, they shouldn't be there, then you're just kind of like, you get called a bigot and whatever, homophobe. But it's just like, you know, you gotta kind of watch out for kids.
It's like that. They're of course still ones who are like, where they're going just on like parade things and that's it. I don't give a fuck about those. But when I kind of keep dancing around half naked around kids, or like, there was a video where a kid was very scantily fucking clothed and basically dancing in a very sexual way. I'm like, what the fuck are the people just cheering the fuck on?
Yeah, what did you guys see the screenshot?
Well, what'd you say?
Did you guys see that screenshot that I had where it was on the account that I started after my main account got banned, where I messaged Jack privately? It was a video of two people actually having sex with a baby on the bed. And they just, instead of stopping, they just move the baby out of the way. They don't stop. Yeah. Is right.
Why?
Okay, wait a minute. It was two people having sex with each other, and the baby was not involved, right? Okay.
No, God.
At first, I thought you meant that they were having sex with the baby, and that was kind of creepy.
No, God. And to be completely fair, I did stop it relatively fast because no one would see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like you ever read those articles where like pedophiles get mixed in with general population and they just get killed? And you're just like, I'm kind of 50-50 on it because
stories like
in my personal opinion, especially if they act upon it, they deserve the worst fucking torture they fucking get. I don't give a fuck because I no longer see them as humans anymore. If you're abusing a child, you're not longer human. Done. I don't give a fuck what people do with you.
Yeah, but how do you measure acting on it? Really?
That's the point. If there's literally evidence that they did something with kids, especially there are parents. I remember some guy was on TV who was gonna try to catch one, and there was this one of the guys who just put kids on like spiked things, and then had sex with it. The description alone makes you pretty much like, fuck this world, nuke the fucking world.
It's actually kind of creepy too.
It's so fucking creepy to do that. You have to pretend to be one to catch one.
What's also pretty creepy is that people imagine men as pedophiles, but like when you read online stories and stuff like that, you find out that women are just as much, because they'll take advantage. Teachers will try and take advantage of their students regardless of the gender. It's crazy.
Yeah, but there's one thing. Why if a woman does it, it is sort of more accepted, because the way how it's look at the nature of expectant is like that means that a young boy have captured an older woman, but it's far harder to do than one of his own age technically. So he conquered something more, so to speak, something harder. So that's why it's more like, oh, you did something good, and we don't give a fuck if that woman did something. But if reversed, it's like, unethical, it's disgusting. But
yeah, but you have to differentiate between a prepubescent child and a child that's already hit puberty, because once a boy has already hit puberty, then if he is acting completely on hormones, then
The mind thinks about one thing.
those of us that are men, those of us that have boys will pretty much, go after anything that looks their way. So, calling
The easy cat for
but
with a 15, 16-year-old boy, that's really not the same as, you have a 25-year-old person that's looking at an 11-year-old. It's not really comparable. It's still wrong, but it's much, much worse when you're looking at these prepubescent children.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at the
background noise.
Look at the rate that, like, men who actually go out for the girls the same age as the female teachers that go after the boys. I mean, there's still a higher, I forgot the word I'm looking for, incarceration rate, not to mention years. Men are going to stay there longer, and they're still going to be attached with, like a sexual predator stigma when they go into jail. I don't think that happens with women. I mean, I don't know. You never really hear anything that goes on in women's prison unless you're going to watch documentaries.
Well, there's enough shit that happens there. Like, I remember there was a P-up trans woman was sent in there, and then he started raping women, then he was sent to a male jail. Yeah, that shit apparently happens.
I remember hearing that story.
Yeah, it was, I don't know which YouTuber was it. I think Omegon did a video about that.
There's been a few cases where rapists and whatever have gotten their way into women's prison by claiming they're trans, and quite frankly, if your dick was good enough to misuse it, you can't really be that dysphoric.
Well, I think they should just put him not in general public, but in isolation.
In my opinion, if a child abuser get caught, let the other prisoners fucking know and let nature deal with it. If a child abuser get caught, tell the other prisoners what the person did. It doesn't matter if the women or male cell, the person gets slaughtered. But that's me.
I think if a child abuser gets caught, you should just shoot them.
In my personal opinion, you should torture them in the worst way possible.
No.
And I know exactly how.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to get back on topic here.
Well, technically, we're on topic.
The question is, well, I mean, we're kind of all over the place right now, but like, I guess a good question is, how long ago did this start? This whole like normalization, because it kind of came like, it seems like you kind of just saw it all of a sudden. Like you saw people talking about, with the whole pedosexuality thing.
I think it started with that Salon article that approached a couple years ago. I can't remember how long ago. I want to say like what, 2 or 3 years. They were trying to bring about like pedophilia in a positive light, and everybody was like, "No, what the hell are you doing?" And then I'm not sure if they ever redacted that article, but it was published. That much I remember. And I think that's what kind of kicked it off, and I really don't know why people are still pushing for it to be kind of like like a positive thing in society.
Oh, but it existed years.
Oh, it's existed years, but
I remember still with the good old Greek society, where adult people had young children, usually were boys. This is a side person sex with, but it was sort of consensual. It was kind of weird, as far as I understand from the stories.
I don't know. Kind of hard to say because we weren't alive back then, and even though it happened way back then, it's not necessarily accepted in society.
Salon deleted that article.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
It was last year. It was last year, and well, at least the articles that are coming up now about Salon deleting the article were last year. Okay, yeah, September 2015 is when they ran that article.
Yeah, so like 3 years back.
A guy named Todd Nickerson. Said not a monster. I'm going to drop this link in the chat.
So I wasn't crazy.
Okay, so let's look at a little bit of history here. If you look at the samurai culture of feudal Japan, it was consistent that the samurais used young boys for sexual pleasure. You can find it in their artwork. You can find it in their writings. If you look at China and India, if you go back, I think the 13th or 14th century, you can still find writings about pedophilia that happened then. It's also in ancient Greece and Rome. It's been a fringe on society, on the outskirts of society, for hundreds, if not thousands of years. The problem is now is that there are people that are trying to take it out of the fringe and make it mainstream. There's always been deviant, wrong sexual behavior that's occurred, but now they're trying to make it normal, like it's not a deviant behavior and that it should be mainstream, which is just absolutely wrong.
I remember there was an African tribe, I think it's African, that when a boy reaches a certain age, it go with some older guys somewhere, and then they have to keep drinking the old men come because it gives them wisdom, strength, or some other bullshit which they have, and the women have to go with the women and keep sucking at their tits because it gives the fertility and bullshit like that, so they can later have a good marriage later or some bullshit that was. I was like, what the fuck? And the kids get kept in cages as well, by the way.
What world do you live in?
I have no idea. It is some weird African tribe. I have no idea. That's the weird articles you sometimes can find.
You gotta find a link to that because that sounds like the worst dream ever.
Well, that's
as far as like
tribe.
As far as like the whole thing of like trying to make it seem normal. I'm wondering if maybe it's just like we're seeing it so much now just because social media is so prominent. But back at a time before there was social media. Do you remember this organization called the North American Man-Boy Love Association, or NAMBLA?
I've heard about it on South Park.
I remember the South Park episode about it. That's it.
Yeah, it started back in 1978. Now there was no World Wide Web back then. There was no Twitter, there was no Facebook back then, but you still had people who live this type of lifestyle. I mean, I really don't know what kind of propaganda NAMBLA spreads around. I really haven't ever looked at it before, but I'm looking at their website right now.
They still have a website?
NAMBLA.org.
Fuck.
If they don't show pictures of videos of naked children on there, you can put what the fuck you want there.
Guess what's in your search history now, buddy?
Nice try.
It's for research.
Well, if you looked at those pedophiles' Twitter accounts, they were in your history as well.
Okay, so there's a link on here called How to Help. I'm going to see what this says because I don't know what I'm helping here. Oh, calling all writers. We are expanding our online presence and need fresh material on any of a wide range of subjects. If you have something to say and have been looking for a forum, consider submitting your work for our website or publications. Research matters. The facts strongly support our case. No, the facts do not strongly support your case. The more clearly we present them, the stronger our case becomes. So, yeah, I mean, this is really, I don't know how long ago this link was put on the site, but I mean, really what you're seeing on social media now is pretty much what this is. Wow.
I thought I thought that kind of content was pretty much against the rules of any social media.
Apparently not. You're seeing it all over Twitter.
Yeah, I know, but like, are they just selectively not enforcing it?
And there
Jack
are
is either
YouTube accounts.
or
YouTube
is he trying to
allows
hunt
them on the platform as well.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
can I
what?
hop in here a second? And
Sure.
because I found out that somebody that I follow had been suspended for essentially saying he was going to kill one of the pedophiles, which I get emotions run high when you deal with them, and they're very good at trying to bait you into saying something fucked up. And he got suspended for it, and he gave me the actual story of what happened. And after he got suspended, he couldn't tweet, he couldn't message, and he couldn't do something. And I think they had his account suspended for something like 30 days. And the pedophiles were adding him continuously, saying they had the right to be there, and they were mocking him and saying that how they got him suspended and they were still there. And now he doesn't do that. He just mutes. And I can't entirely blame him because it's not for everybody, but he just mutes certain words so that he doesn't have to see it because, like he said, he will go apeshit.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of scary because you don't know who to interact anymore, especially when you have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can't trust other parents because you never know if the parent's actually a pedophile too.
Remember of the another South episode where they're gonna keep like, oh, we're not gonna trust that person, not that group of people, and they build a wall around the city. They're no longer adopt the parents, and they're no longer even each other as a couple anymore. So they sent the kids out of the city. So what's the fucking point of doing shit?
Yeah.
You pay dues into this organization. This is wow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They need to get the money.
If you live in North America, an annual membership is $35.
Why the fuck?
And if you want to sign up for 3 years, they give you a discount of $95.
So
I wonder how many of the Elvid people are joining the NAMBLA.
So you have to pay.
they seem like a really group that fit together.
Oh, check this out. Prisoners may receive free membership and newsletters.
What?
Well, I mean, I guess I could kind of see that because then they can just kind of try, trace the NAMBLAs and just be like, sorry, bud, your time's up. Shanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
if you're a prisoner,
celibate are the lowest of low in the prison. Doesn't matter if they're the man or the woman's prison. You get fucked up.
They also have a bookstore.
I mean, like, it's kind of heartening to know that like some prisoners have some type of ethics and morality.
Well, I remember if Fear at Comics explained it, but he even explained about the Punisher. Like, he kills the people, but when a children involved, it doesn't give a fuck who the fucking fighting. The person who hurts a fucking child goes dead first, no matter fucking what. So like, that shit still worse compared to any other killer.
All right. Well, here's back to reality.
Hold on, one second. Hold up, 1 second. NAMBLA has a bookstore, and there's a book in here you can order. It's called "Is Harry Potter Gay?"
What?
Jesus
What?
Christ!
What the fuck?
Wow, we know
is Harry
Dumbledore is
gay?
gay, so there is
I
something.
mean, we don't know what he does with Dumbledore. Maybe Dumbledore is part of NAMBLA.
What?
Oh no.
Well, knowing how J.K. Rowling want to push the diversity bullshit, I can honestly see her doing that sometime in the future if she keeps pushing the bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
What have I been dragged into?
What the fuck?
Is Harry Potter gay? All right, Sam, what were you going to say before I cut you off? Sorry about that.
Yeah, anyway, getting back to reality, my brother passed away a few years ago, but he wasn't the most savory of characters, and when he went in and out of jail a few times, he would tell me that when they would walk somebody in, if they committed any crimes against children, the guards would announce it.
Good.
And they
Yes.
had the most unpleasant stays if they made it out.
They 90% they probably don't.
So
Well, I think when they first join, don't they join isolation first?
I
have
think
no
so. I
idea.
heard that.
But what I've understand here, at least, they keep them separate all the time, no matter fucking what. They keep them separate for their own safety because we still consider them humans.
They're
yeah,
not
Like, fuck no, they're no longer humans. You
No,
abuse a
that's
fucking
not the
child.
way things
Fuck
work.
off. They're not humans. Fuck off. God, they deserve to be fucking tortured.
anyway.
But I have my bias, so.
I mean, like, I think
So anyway, let me tell you a little story real quick. I had a friend who has also since passed away. I know a lot of dead people. So anyway, my friend is, let's say his name was Charlie. When he was a kid, he was molested by his uncle, who was a pedophile. And because of the molestation by his uncle, he figured that was normal and that he was gay. After dropping out of school and being just like mentally and physically tortured by this guy for years, and he ended up being a gay prostitute for a while, and he contracted AIDS through his prostitution. And after a time, he just decided one day, he walked into a church and became religious. A few years later is when I met him, and that was probably, I think, 6 or 7 years before he passed away. And he went through therapy, and during the course of his therapy, what he found out that he wasn't really attracted to men. He just had this thought in his mind that was normal sexual behavior for him to be with older men because of what had happened with his uncle. So pedophiles don't just affect the single person that they're abusing, but everyone else that person comes in contact with, because they can't carry on a normal relationship afterwards. Mm-hmm. And it also affects the families around them. And it's just, there's no way for a child to consent. And
I know that from my own fucking experience.
Yeah, as a parent myself, I look at it this way: is that I'm not the person. I'm never the person that is going to come out and say there should be a law. My thought on this is, if you're a parent and you find out that someone has done something like this to your child, there should be no law to stop you from doing whatever it is that you want in order to get retribution and vengeance for that child. Because if you touch my kid, you are going to die. Plain and simple.
I would say I would torch the living fuck out of the person.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to waste my time. You're gonna die.
I have my bias because I know how it is to be abused. So
I still want to find the people that messed with me when I was a kid. I want to find them
and let them die.
They're still out there.
Oh, I would torch them in the most horrific fucking way.
Drag them behind the van.
That sounds like fun.
I'll live stream it if I find them.
On a gravel road.
Oh, the simple how I would basically torch them is like ripping out nails, ripping out the hair, ripping out the eyeballs, ripping off the ears, keep the finger coat, finger part, like leg, foot piece by foot piece, the leg piece to leg piece. After I keep burning the part so it doesn't bleed out. And make sure that you remove the tongue, the lips, the teeth.
No, leave the tongue.
That's a real picture of you.
Yes.
No,
and then in the end, you just leave them sitting there so they don't get speak. They can still hear things. Then you put some very annoying sound in the fucking ears and leave them there so they go completely fucking nuts. In person, I would actually want to do worse shit, but the problem is you literally need superpowers in order to do that shit, so that's impossible.
So anyway, another few things that have popped up is that on Twitter there was a tweet from Patton Oswalt where he said he's a proud pedophile.
Patton Oswalt.
Proud?
Yeah.
Really?
I saw that.
Ah,
yeah. And I think that one was a couple of years old. That one that popped up.
2000.
And then
no, not 2000. 2006, 9 maybe.
Yeah, it was a. I don't know if it was that old. I know it was a few years old. Now, in addition to that, there was that Sarah Silverman joke, which I guess she called it a joke, where I think she was the one that tweeted out, is it still considered wrong if the child makes the first move?
Yeah, and then she said, hurry up. You got to hurry up quick. Something like that, so she could get consent.
But it is Hollywood. We know that there is child abuse going on there. We know it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, don't they have that hashtag Me Too, and yet they're doing this shit?
That
but
reminds
it's
me.
mostly like, see me, give me attention. That's it. Like, Harvey Weinstein is still not actually being accused in lawsuits against him. Nothing.
That reminds. Wasn't there like oh my god, it was like Corey Felton, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey Feldman's actually he has something going on right now where he's trying to excuse.
He was molested and nobody took it seriously.
Yeah, him and Corey Haim both.
Because he was a guy.
Him and Corey Haim were friends.
Because it's either funny. If a guy spoke up during the Me Too things, they just ignore it because they don't give a fuck because there's a guy.
Yeah, I think because
like
Elijah
with, Kevin Spacey, when he drunk molested a young boy, and they're like, "Oh, he came out of the closet." I'm like, he still molested the fucking kid. I'm not gonna do something about that shit. No, okay. Where the fuck's the Me Too movement? Yeah. Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck about guys. Go fuck off.
Well, exposing that kind of stuff in Hollywood, though, if you're gonna do that, good luck, because that is, I mean, as much as it's talked about, it's still
mostly talk.
Like it's the thing that's like it's talked about, but it's not exposed.
And there is one big problem is in Hollywood. What's it? The fuck did I say? Fuck, I forgot my sentence. And that's what you get with ADD. Sometimes a sentence pops up and it is gone.
I'm not sure how true this is, but the guy from Lincoln Park that died recently, I think he was a big part of exposing all that. Him and I want to say the guy from Smashing Pumpkins as well.
Soundgarden.
Yeah. I think they both died recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Chester.
Chester Bennington. Chester Bennington, and then lead singer of Soundgarden. What was his name?
Oh, Soundgarden. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't
know, like, and then Avicii also, whenever he passed, Avicii made a music video about a pedophile ring being exposed. Like that was like the whole plot of the music. I can't remember the song, but the whole plot of the music video was, it was like one of the last music videos he made before he died. And now they're trying to connect that to.
Now I'm starting to question whether or not he died. He committed suicide, or he was actually killed.
I don't know.
Did he killed? Because I remember either before Michael Jackson died, there was either something he was talking about child molestation in Hollywood. There's still a lot of conspiracy theories. Like, is that why he was killed?
Mm-hmm.
And well, they found a shrine in his house that was dedicated to a. But McCulkin kid, the one from Home Alone. When the kid was still young. And apparently there was letters sent, but Michael Jackson was sending love letters to him when he was still a young boy. Like, it clearly shows, like, yeah, like Jackson was clearly molested as a kid, and he probably did it later himself.
Well, I have a question. So we've talked about this for about 45 minutes now. What are the possible solutions, and what are the possible, ways for us to combat this on a real level rather than just have Jack Mr. Me off on Twitter, just disregard it and allow the pedophiles to run rampant on the site and have people in the media and Hollywood just kind of ignore it. What's the solution to this now?
Well,
you're just gonna
one thing they have to stop doing it. I mean, whenever like if this is really happening, like for one thing, they do have to stop turning a blind eye to it. It's like the whole thing, kind of like take for example, like the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. Remember Harvey Weinstein? After all that came out, then everyone was saying like, oh yeah, well everyone knew. Well, everyone knew, and everyone knew that was wrong, but they weren't saying anything about it. And then you have all these people who were affected by things that Harvey Weinstein did. This is no different
about it. That's the problem.
Yeah, no one did anything about it, and then finally somebody was brave enough to bring it to light. But this is the same thing. I mean, if you have people with a lot of influence, people with people with wealth, people with power, people in Hollywood.
Like Oprah Winfrey have tons of fucking power, and she knew all that fucking shit. It's like I'm not gonna say shit.
I think she was covering it up.
Same as Hillary Clinton, she knew it all shit as well, and still didn't say jack shit during the whole fucking campaign.
And that's gonna be next year's Democratic primary right there. Hillary Clinton, Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah's whole thing is instead of like vote for me because woman, it will be vote for me because I'm black and a woman.
Do they really want to lose this bad?
Hey,
they
look
put
at
them
how
up
bits are trying to fucking push. They want to.
They really don't have a choice. I mean, seriously, who do they have to put up for the next go around? I mean, well, I guess a better question is who do they have to put up? Because they have lots of people they could put up, but who do they have to put up that could be taken seriously? I guess is a better question.
No,
seriously by us or seriously by idiots? Like which one? You have to differentiate because.
Well,
true.
We're talking about voters, so idiots.
Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, good luck with that. She's not beating Donald Trump. Sorry.
I'm trying to.
Most of them will not.
Trump's just going to
pick out a senator in the race in Massachusetts, and man, we got some shitty choices. We got Elizabeth Warren, Stu Deal, who's basically a Trump guy, and you got this Indian guy who basically just wants to raise the whole Indian aspect to it. So that's a shit show right there. Sorry,
Could you imagine a debate between Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren? It'd just be 2 hours of Trump making Pocahontas jokes. I mean,
that would be hilarious.
It would be Trump making Pocahontas jokes the whole night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, at least Trump makes you laugh. You can't say that. Clinton will make you nervously laugh.
Well, sometimes he makes you laugh, and sometimes he like, that was so stupid. I want to bang my fucking head in.
No, but then, like,
well, I mean, it's like watching on TV. It's entertaining, but then you realize that there's real life repercussions to what he's doing. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like Elizabeth Warren would probably just make logic circles around him just because of how she speaks, but Trump will be like, she said she was Indian. What she do?
Well, yelling at he is.
All right, but back to Tim's question about as far as like what are some things that we can do. For one thing, I mean you got to get people to stop normalizing it. Now, how do you do that?
I mean, like,
well
the problem that I have, one of the also problem that I have that people that are also going to have a problem with is like anime. People fetishize, like the little girls in the anime. And they'll try to justify it by saying, well, she's XYZ in the show. It's like, well, you're still kind of jerking your gherkin to, like
I
a
know
little...
talk about people like Chapman.
What's that?
I know talk about people like Chapman.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
He was a character that they are 18. They only doesn't look like they're 18.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Sometimes more in like lewd positions and shit like that. Like there's a typical art style, but then people complain like, "Oh, he's a pedophile, did this, and this, and this." Like that's
I
drawing.
mean, like,
I guess.
you're still kind of like you're still reinforcing your mind that way. Like,
I don't. In my opinion, that's drawings.
I mean, like, because that's one of my issues that I'm really concerned about with pedophilia is that they're gonna try and, I guess, clump it together with sex addicts and pornography addicts, and that's just gonna create a whole nother issue.
I hear an echo.
What?
There's an echo somewhere.
Pedophilia is a crime. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's a crime. And the thing is, you have to get everyone to accept it as what it is. You know, it's against the law and it's wrong. So, I mean, every avenue that you can go down to, you know, to change that outlook, and not only that, but I mean, you know, find a way to separate the people who do try to normalize it from, well, maybe not separate them, but separate what they're saying from everybody else. I'm not sure how you do that.
Maybe more survivors need to share their stories and what they deal with as adults as a result of it.
Yeah.
I think maybe that will kind of cement in people's minds that it's just how horrible it is.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah,
but see, like,
sometimes those people either go and try to suppress the memories because of how bad it is, so that they don't want to remember it.
But also another issue is that if it's not a woman, people won't care. Unfortunately,
that's all true.
I mean, like, you could have like a male survivor like Corey Felton, and nobody really paid attention to him.
Well, part of the reason why nobody paid attention to him was because he was acting kind of crazy ahead of that before he came out and said anything. So a lot of people just attributed his admission to this happening as just more of his crazy act. Now, if he hadn't acted like he lost his mind before then, I think more people would have listened to him.
And like, even Elijah Wood was coming out in his defense, and people were like, "Nah."
Yeah, but did you ever think the reason why Corey Feldman was acting out crazy was because of his experiences? Like, that fucks you up.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But you have to understand that when it comes to perception, for most people, their perception is the reality. As long as they believe something to be true, to them it's true. So if they believe him to be nuts, then he's just nuts. It doesn't matter if he's telling the truth or not. He's just nuts. All right, well, let me just give you an example of that. Is that Trump supporters believe that everything that Trump does is correct. Everything Trump says is absolutely 100% correct, and that it just goes to prove my point. I mean, it's like today. I just tweeted this out before we started, is that he had 2 tweets today. One, tariffs are the greatest in the morning. And then later on, I have a meeting with the European Union tomorrow. Hopefully we can get rid of tariffs. Well, are tariffs great or are they not? And Trump supporters will tell you tariffs are great, but we don't want tariffs. They'll follow him at 100% of whatever he says. So I think the best way to combat this whole problem right now, this is not usual for me to say either, is that I think that we need one or more celebrities to come forward and say, hey, look, this is happening. It's wrong. We can't normalize this. We've got to combat this. You know, how Kim Kardashian came to the White House and she helped get that woman out of jail. We need like a Kim Kardashian to come out and say, hey, pedophilia is horrible and it's wrong. And there needs to be a few celebrities to champion this movement. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of us saying this is wrong, this is horrible, and it needs to stop. Right. It's either that or one of us becomes a celebrity and
working on it.
And I'm going with suicide for that one.
God fucking help if it's Kim Kardashian as our voice of reason.
Holy fuck.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
oh yeah, that's who we're going for right
reason
now.
against
Kim
the war on
Kardashian.
drugs. So, I mean,
Well,
you
look
can
at
either ask the YouTubers who live in fucking LA, that live there still on View.
well, look at it like this.
How?
Okay, you had Kanye West, who every Trump supporter thought was just batshit crazy until he becomes a Trump supporter for 5 minutes, and then suddenly everything Kanye West says is the greatest thing ever because he's just a genius because he's following Trump.
Well,
So if we
Same thing.
I just still find funny.
then
All the
then there's-
voting and shit like that. So Kanye West already said that he was pro-Trump. Kim Kardashian was like that she wanted to go divorce with him because of it.
Yeah,
And now
that
apparently
was
he's
kind of
okay
funny.
with it. He's pro-Trump. What the fuck?
I don't
That is
know.
so fucking weird.
That
Well-
was kind of funny though.
Conservatives rallied around Rosie O'Donnell when she lost her job, all because she was a Trump supporter, which is weird because Rosie O'Donnell is in no
She
ways
lost
a
a job
conservative.
because of a joke.
You mean
Because he
Roseanne?
compared a woman who I keep forgetting.
Roseanne Barr. Sorry, not Rosie O'Donnell. Roseanne Barr. Yeah,
Like,
Roseanne
I-
Barr. Either one
Yeah,
of
she
them are
made a
conservatives.
joke about a person who works for Obama who looks like an ape from Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah, I got zucked for that,
Well,
dude.
when I saw the joke, I didn't even know who the fuck she was talking about. So I was laughing at the joke because I have no fucking clue who the fuck it was. I didn't give a fuck if the person was white, black, Asian. I don't give a fuck. I've called a white guy an ape before because he had big fucking ears. We had a guy on school who had like a horse mouth, so we call him like that. We were fucking rude against other kids. But the funny is, then I just typed out the chat keeps saying like I found actually more insulting for the apes because they were grouped together with a Muslim group. That's insulting to the fucking apes. They're better than that.
Coco, you didn't learn sign language for this.
Oh man.
No, but I mean like
With crude fucking humor.
I can't imagine why people want to normalize pedophilia for anything.
Like the James Gunn tweet.
Well, I think you even have like a matter of like you have scholars now who are saying that this should be accepted. There's a video of a TED Talk of a person saying that that is a sexual orientation and that it should be accepted. So that's another thing.
There's now a feminist woman who keeps claiming that babies can consent. You can even they can decide if they want a diaper change.
Wasn't that in
Oh God!
Oh, that's that lady that follows on Tucker Carlson.
She appeared on
don't know if
Darren's
she's
video.
Like what if the kid doesn't want? What if the kid says no? He's supposed to do just leave him all nasty.
The problem.
Fuck that.
A baby from a 1 year old cannot talk. How the fuck would you know it? He's like, oh,
No,
the
she
belly-
said you have to leave a space and you have to make sure that you make eye contact with the baby.
Yeah. I think that's just an act, and I think she's being funny. I think Tucker brings her on just so people will watch. I think that's the only reason why he brings her on, and she just says whatever she comes up with. I don't even think that's real, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but
I mean,
know,
there's no way that
some people are eating it up. Like, oh, like yeah, that's right. That sounds about right. Like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, she goes on Fox News and says this stuff. So, I mean, I think it's an act, to be honest with you.
Right.
It is Fox News.
Because she wouldn't be going on Fox News to really talk about it if she was serious. She would go to CNN or,
She'd get laughed off Fox News if she was serious about that. But,
right.
Well, not even a Fox News. Any news channel she probably would laugh stuff. Because I don't think CNN would take it seriously enough for that shit.
Okay, but let's look at it from this angle. If you need permission from your baby to change their diaper, then how can you get permission to have sex with the baby?
Mind blown.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Checkmate.
The world is fucked up.
I will say something about the TED Talks. I think TED Talks is more of like an open mic thing because they always have variants of different ideas, So I kind of
Yeah,
watch
but some of
watch
their
that here
ideas,
and there.
some of
Yeah,
their
some of them are
ideas aren't
fucking
as,
awful.
but they're not that
I don't even
stupid.
watch it.
I actually watched a
Like
TED Talk about how to dry your hands.
yeah,
Is it
like
the free show on YouTube channel?
yeah. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are just completely out there. I wasn't aware of the pedophilia thing. It kind of makes me not want to watch them ever again.
Well, I think it's like it was either posted in Sarcasm and Liberty or one of the other Liberty groups that exists.
I don't think we have a group. We had a page.
No. I mean, like, there's like other pages I follow and whatnot. And I know I saw it floating in either, Sarcasm and Liberty.
Whenever our page becomes a group, you know you've made it, but we're not there yet.
Almost.
Well, and there's an item. Who knows the channel Quit Kid Stuff?
What?
Quit Kid Stuff. That's basically a channel hosted by I don't know that cunt's name is anymore.
Oh, I don't remember her name. I did a video response.
He's teaching sexual things to kids, like what is not even like the basic shit, what is lesbian, what is gay and shit. No, it's all the alphabet people shit, but either talk about consent, sex, and there was literally stuff with borderlines of, I would even say, it's basically pedophile shit, and YouTube allows it and push it. But there is a British version on BBC. I don't understand the fuck what's going on. Like, why the fuck did the shit get pushed? Yep.
I don't understand what's going on either.
Quick get stuff. I would say watch the videos, but then you want to bash your fuck head in. The fuck's sake.
I did a response to their video about trans. I wasn't very nice.
I remember a video where she had someone that was in a wheelchair that was on, and she was like talking about privilege shit as well, because of course the fuck not. But apparently that woman in the chair, I believe, her chair was a living organism who had either a name and pronouns and bullshit like that. That's how stupid the show is. There's even literally even joke hashtag because even teddy bear, what is called Teddy, and everybody's like free Teddy. That's a fucking hashtag.
Are you talking about that YouTube channel about that girl that talked to that little teddy bear thing?
Yeah, that's
wicked
stuff.
Yeah, but she's not a little girl; she's an adult woman.
Yeah. Bearing does a couple of hit pieces on her.
Bearing, I know that Blair had done one. I know that I believe Sugar Tits have done maybe.
I'll be doing more videos on Quick Kid Stuff, that's for sure.
Oh fuck's sake! There were a few couple channels who done videos, but in the end they quit it because they were like, "Shit, the bitch is bananas. How the fucking YouTube push this shit?" And people still like, it's like, why does that left wing LGBT people kept being hated on my YouTube? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You literally quit this kid stuff get pushed to the foreground. You dumb cunt. Fuck's sake.
All right.
Talk about shit. It's like apparently that they have the porn star Kelly Pierce who thinks that you can be called transgender if you suffer from body dysmorphia. You don't need the gender dysphoria. You can be transgender if you have body dysmorphia.
They're two different things.
You can even walk into a women's bathroom fully hairy and shit. You walk in, say that you're the trans woman, and you're A-okay in a book. Because you cannot buy an evasive for like $10. Because people are that poor, apparently. Like, you have to be a fucking hobo not even to buy one. But you don't care if you're a hobo, if you're trans or not. You have bigger worst going on in your life. Fuck's sake, she's dumb, and she's apparently gonna make a compilation video about Blair's video because Blair throws only trans people on the bus.
I kind of feel like that.
Yeah, but like I said, that idea, because that is that whole you don't need gender dysphoria thing is what the alphabet people, what Trinity calls umbrella people, basically believe, and they are a group who accept pedophiles as a sexual identity and shit like that.
Oh my god.
Okay, well,
they're a group of people who keep pushing it, but they call themselves LGBT, and that's why the confusion exists. Like, oh, LGBT people who accept now pedophiles. No, we fucking don't. It's the LGBT people who does that shit.
So here's the thing, is that currently we have these consent laws that are on the books in just, I think, every state as to the age of consent for sexual activity. The problem that I see with this current movement is trying to change those laws. Now, we need to make sure that there isn't some kind of a politician or somebody that's actually willing to, come forward and try to do that. I don't see that happening in the near future, but a few years down the line, I think that may be a possibility if this pedophilia nonsense can, catch fire and keep going. So, once again, there needs to be a large name sponsor out there that will come against this, and even, I hate to say it again, but there should be a law that makes things even more severe when it comes to punishment for pedophiles. If we can do that and get somebody behind that, then I
might make a difference. Even active ones, the ones who know they are and want to get help, let them get the fucking help that they fucking need.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm talking about is the punishment for actually committing the crime. I think that. Excuse me.
Then I say, let's give them the punishment that I want to give them. I would gladly do it.
Well, what I'm saying is that I understand there are those of us that would want a more severe punishment than what's currently being handed down to these people. So if there's a politician, a lawmaker that's in office or running for office that campaigns on or pushes forth a movement of harsher punishment for this act, then it might squash some of this movement right now. And the thing is that a lot of what's going on is happening in social media, but unless you're part of certain circles within social media, you have no clue that this stuff is going on. So we need to have it more open out in the public so it doesn't just creep into society, that it's exposed before it starts to catch fire. And I think that having, like I said before, a celebrity, or better yet, a lawmaker on our side to come forth and say, we're going to double the sentencing time for someone that commits this act. I think something like that needs to happen in order for this to kind of like squash the movement. Because in a lot of cases, you have people that are less willing to actually do something if they know that the punishment is more severe than what they're willing to handle. A lot of people are willing to commit an act that's wrong because the punishment for the crime is something they're willing to bear. So if you make the punishment for the crime unbearable, then it's a deterrent to keep them from actually committing the crime.
I thought death in jail would be bad enough. I mean, isn't that common knowledge?
Here you get only a few couple years in jail.
Those aren't punishments that are laws on the books. There isn't a law on the book, and I put this forth on Twitter I think a week ago, is the wood chipper law. Is that anyone that's committed a pedophilia, you put them into a wood chipper.
I like this idea. Make sure their feet first.
Wood chipper solves everything.
No. I'd say let's give them my torture technique. That is way more fun.
You got to give them a life sentence, and the only thing in their fucking jail cell is a Nickelback album.
I can give them that after I cut off every body part.
I
That
think
is torture.
Nah, I think we should give him the Yoko Ono album.
Yeah, we can give him a couple bad albums. We'll just like make a playlist of all the worst.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Let them listen to fucking annoying sounds.
The Cher album that came out.
So they go nuts in the head and they cannot scream. What? I want them the most horrific fucking pain that exists. Because they're fucking not humans anymore, so I don't give a fuck.
Okay, we can go on for.
Did you guys hear about the? Did you guys hear about that story about the? Oh my god, I think it was like a teacher. He didn't act in the United States. He went to Thailand, and he started acting out over there, and somehow, like for whatever reasons, the government here, the U.S. government, decided to prosecute him for pedophilia.
That's interesting because usually that is not the case. Here it's even more stupid. Like the case what happened in the UK with the child grooming gangs, where they just let the people just go back into the streets. Like the complete opposite. Like why the fuck do you let them go back? Send them back to their own fucking back. What's going to just kill them off?
But I just want everybody to know that our good friend Boomstick is in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I said it to him.
For those who know,
because that whole pineapple debate is back between Twitter side and Nicolette, and I was thinking Twitter side could not defend herself because she's on a live stream. So
what? I can't defend myself to what? Wait, what's happening?
No, there was again another thread that he started about that you and Dick let go fight again about that stupid pineapple shit.
Oh my god, that again?
Yes.
Fuck off.
And I just like she cannot defend herself because he's here.
Wait, what?
This is an important issue.
I keep checking with Twitter while I'm on here.
This is important. I went back on Twitter. I can do both.
I keep doing both the whole fucking time.
Okay, now that I have everybody here, I just want to use the platform to say that pineapple does belong on pizza. I don't care what you say.
Fuck off.
It does. The best pizza is the American meatloaf and it doesn't have any pineapple on it.
Pepperoni and pineapple from Domino's is amazing.
If it doesn't have any meat on it, it's not.
No pizza beat it. No way any pizza beat it.
Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Pineapple with ham.
The ginger has spoken.
No.
Pineapple with ham.
The best pizza is still the Supreme American meatloaf. It doesn't have pineapple. So go fuck off with the pineapple. Fuck off with it. It doesn't belong on it. Done.
See? There we go.
I'm sorry,
The
but
ginger
you put on a hot dog, man.
Now,
I should say, since there are two gingers here, the ginger with the correct opinion has spoken. Pineapple goes on pizza.
No, that's Twitter side. She's the one with the correct opinion here. She said the fact. Like the best pizza is the Supreme American meatloaf, and it doesn't have pineapple, so
yes.
Fuck pineapple.
Pineapple goes on pizza. I don't care what you say. Yep.
No.
Yes.
But I would say
yes.
Pineapple can be on a burger.
The one thing I do that people go crazy over is I put black olives on mine.
I like black olives.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's my pineapple.
But pineapple on a burger, that tastes good.
Yeah. Has anybody ever had pizza in Italy before?
When I get shrimp pizza, I put pineapples on that. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. If you ever find yourself in Italy, do not, because you would think that pizza in Italy would be great, but it's actually a huge letdown. I got a pizza with olives on it, and they put whole green olives on the pizza.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I want to say this outrageous claim. You could take it as serious as you want to, but I will say people who like pineapple pizzas are like pedophiles.
Whoa!
No! You're not changing the rules on that one. No! I will shut that one down.
You can take it seriously if you want to.
That has been debunked. That is debunked.
But the thing just existed. How the fuck could it be bugged that quickly? It's not a pink text. That was debunked the moment it existed because this death retarded.
Apple goes on pizza. I don't care what's that.
No, because the bad pizza is still the superior American meatloaf and doesn't have pineapple. But that doesn't even have cheese. It's just meat and the bottom of a pizza. The taste amazing.
That's a sandwich.
No, that is called the superior American meatloaf. That fuck's that drink tastes so fucking good.
Yeah, all that is a plate, man. That's just a plate.
Oh God. Anyway, you people should all go paleo.
No.
Oh, Tim, I want you to know that I had Lucky Charms for breakfast this morning, and it was delicious.
You had a bowl full of
I'm
sugar.
drinking Monster at the moment. Fuck
I had
paleo.
a bowl full of sugar. It was great.
You know what? I believe in the market, I really do, but the fact that there's no Lucky Charms with only marshmallows makes me think otherwise sometimes. Like, come on, give us what we want. The fuck?
Just the marshmallows? Yeah.
We don't want that garbage. It's not even food. It's like, I don't even know what it is. Just give it the marshmallows.
All right, here's a bit of trivia for you. Did you know that Kellogg actually invented cereal to keep people from masturbating?
Yes,
Wow.
I knew that.
What?
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 Are you sure it wasn't?
Kellogg
Circumcision?
invented corn.
I don't like the place anymore. Go fuck off with the place.
Apparently, if you just eat cornflakes, you don't want to wank it anymore.
Okay,
Seriously?
I will not go eat cornflakes. Fuck it. Fuck it. I already did eat it.
Wake up in the morning, you get out of bed. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna masturbate or eat some cornflakes?
Can't do both.
Can't do both. I gotta hold this spoon with one hand.
No, I thought the founder of Kellogg's started circumcision in the United States to prevent from masturbation.
Circumcision doesn't help with that fucking shit. You can still mess with it if you want to. There's only not much comes the fuck out.
That got weird.
What? The same thing if you try to do too much in a row, the last couple ones, nothing much comes out as well.
Abort.
I don't know how we got from pineapple to penises, but sure.
Well, there are holes usually in those things, so you can put it in.
God.
I know the weirdest shit in my life, so.
I'm going to blame this all on Boomstick since he just dug up the entire pineapple pizza debate as soon as he got here.
It's not a debate. It's a
It
fruit.
is a
Does not go on a
apparently,
pizza.
because
Look!
It is a debate.
You're putting fruit sauce on a piece of dough. What's
It's
one
different.
more fruit?
It's different. Shh. It's different. Not the same.
Wait. Tomatoes a fruit? I thought it was a vegetable.
No, it's a fruit. It's
Since when is
considered to be a fruit.
the fruit? Since when is that?
Tomato is a fruit,
that
yeah.
was-
What the?
Since when?
Since always.
For a while, yeah.
Okay, then apparently in Europe we always call it a vegetable here.
Alex Wu is in the chat, and he says that safe space is wrong as usual. I have to agree with him there.
Who said
No.
that? Wait, who said that?
He's absolutely 100% right.
Ah.
Alex is with us in the chat.
Oh, Alex is it? Fuck him. Let's not go on pizza.
People who think pineapple belongs on a pizza are the same people who think you don't need gender to being transgender or transsexual shit like that. They're part of the people.
Yeah, it's usually the same people that put ketchup on hot dogs.
No.
Which is wrong.
Ketchup belongs on hot dogs.
No, it doesn't.
What about
It's just like you put. How do you fucking call those things in English? Fuck, I've got
Hot dogs is always terrible. It's like fucking sphinx.
I already don't like hot dogs that much, but so I have to give some flavor to it. Fuck's sake, what is the name
No
again?
hot dogs. Hot dogs don't go on anything.
Like, I remember someone made chili dogs once who had an own special made sauce. Yeah, it tastes bad. But chili dogs is just hot dogs with a special sauce.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about hot dogs. You have to add all this shit for it not to taste terrible. Like, what's the point?
It is a fucking bland taste, so you need to put ketchup on it to give the taste.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man. Not worth it.
Well, you can use the hot dog for something else as well. Because you know how it looks like, right?
God damn it, man.
Put the monster down.
It is almost done anyway.
Okay.
We got to change TV material here.
What's that fucking fuck thing name again? The croquette. Apparently, how you said it in English sounds too fucking French, but the fuck ass. The version that we have here, you put mustard on it.
Mustard bomb.
Without mustard. Maybe without it, it doesn't taste good.
Anyway, so
That's
this
a magazine.
has been an interesting evening. I'm glad that we've had new people join in.
Wait, we're done?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Do you want it to be done?
I didn't say that we're done. I'm just saying that it's been interesting, and I'm glad that we have some new blood here.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what are you doing with my blood?
Oh my god.
I'm still using it.
Oh, we're gonna make clones.
Exactly.
And out of the clones, we can extract souls out of it.
This is how we're flirting with you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tweeted that out. Seriously, does that happen a lot?
Hmm?
I said you tweeted that the other day. Does that happen a lot? Do people really flirt with you a lot on Twitter?
Me? Yeah. Constantly.
All the fucking
Wait.
time.
Maybe I should put a more manly picture on there.
Well, there's one thing. Twain already removed the dick, so the chases are no longer there. That is already one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing Maya has. She has chases out of the fucking ass.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
What?
Twain is a transsexual person.
Okay.
This live
You have
stream
no
is
idea
really
what chases
gone.
are, do you? You know what chases are?
What, me?
No, I'm talking to the guy who doesn't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what chases are, right?
Yeah. That was
Trash.
Those are guys who
Trash.
go after trans women purely because of their dick.
They're trash.
But as
All
trans
right, this-
anyway no longer have her dicks, he's already lost that group of people going after her for it.
sure, whatever.
All right.
I don't even know how we got to that, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was talking about flirting and shit like that, so
That
since
was-
you don't have that group of people.
Funny that went out because some people like to harass people on Twitter just because they put a profile pic up, and I didn't understand that it was such a problem, so I asked about it. I wasn't talking about lady boys, but sure, let's go there.
Flirting. And that's what I was jumping into.
How does flirting immediately get you into whatever, dude? I don't know how you flirt there in the EU, but here in the United States, we don't immediately think, "Hey, is there a dick up that skirt? I want to flirt with it."
Well, he did turn lucky.
Well, I think you're missing a lot of information here. Because you need to go check more tournament accounts.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to.
Or
Figure out-
check my account for the chasers. Those are some weird people.
There's some weird people in this chat right now.
Yeah, I know.
there are.
I've been born with. And I'm completely fucked up in the head.
Yes.
Well,
Alright,
if you look at my pants, it makes a lot of sense why.
Okay.
All right, what are
We've
we
been going for almost an hour now. So, you guys want to keep going, or you want to wrap this up?
I got nothing to do.
I'm good.
Yeah, can I keep going?
Okay.
How many people are watching anyway?
7.
5.
Yeah, we're going
We have
over
5
for our 10
viewers.
viewers.
Yeah.
Feel like Mel Gibson right now.
So you're an anti-Semite? Because that's what he's known for.
No, I meant the movie. Like
I
conspiracy
barely
theory.
watched this movie, so I don't know what movie.
Woo!
All right, so what's our next topic here, guys?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Anything's good with me.
We didn't have a second topic lined up?
No.
Shit.
No, we came in here with really one topic, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can talk about the alphabet people.
The what?
I would say that I think only Trenema and I have basically some knowledge about it, so we'll be more explaining.
Well, how about the flag situation in the NFL? That's hot.
Again, I know that whole thing has been resurrected for no reason. It drives me insane. It drives me absolutely insane because every time it dies down, Donald Trump brings it back up.
Oh, I know, and I listen to a lot of sports radio, and it's like, you know, I'm trying to listen to sports shit, and it's all this political drama. It's like I listen to sports to get away from the political drama because that's like the other like 90% of my fucking life.
I'm really not excited for the NFL this year. Like preseason football starts next week, and I don't care. I mean,
I haven't watched in a couple
care.
of years anyways, just because of all the rule changes, and you know it's kind of gone soft. There's no defense anymore. It's a quarterback-driven league. You know, it's basically like watching a movie now.
I agree with you on that, but I'm just not. I don't care about it this year.
All right. I'm sorry, but this is where I kind of turn into a chick because I could care less about sports.
Yeah, sports.
Like means you didn't care a little bit.
I was thinking, going back on the topic what we just had. What about characters like that old guy from Family Guy?
What?
Herbert the pervert.
Yeah, he's a pedophile guy, but we still laugh about him.
Well, I
Are
mean,
those characters still allowed in his shows? If we're gonna go ban the pedophile bullshit, or
well, when it's entertainment and it's mocking, you know, it's not really bringing it into a positive light. It's supposed to be mocking a character. You know, you saw it in South Park with the Namblet episode, and they also had the Adventure Time episode when Chef died. About it. So it's like they don't really put it into a positive light. They mock it. You know, I don't think people are looking at like, oh, this character does it, so it's a good idea. I mean, maybe some people, but
let's even make the most well-known technically pedophile on the fucking internet character, Pedal Bear. Is that would still be allowed?
Pedal Bear.
I'm not familiar with that one.
He's kind of a satire, though.
Yeah, it's more fun that I remember there's a gif of him where he literally walks around a young girl just on the stupid table to try to grab her.
Yeah.
This is fun shit, but
I remember Pedal Bear. He used to be a satire, though.
Well, he's funny. He's not even the only one. You have multiple ones. I forgot most, but the only one I remember is the Guro Dragon.
No.
I don't know. That's the thing about comedy, though, is that comedy pokes fun at things. It doesn't really promote it. So I don't.
But then again, go back to James Gunn, quote unquote jokes. Is there a limit on that still, or is like just joke?
Like there's still. I mean, if there is a limit, people are gonna let you know. I mean, things like Herbert the pervert. it's not really like it's kind of pushing the envelope, but not in a more crude way, I guess.
Yeah,
It's kind of subtle. It's kind of subtle in its joking manner.
Yeah, it's not
Like
like
it's a joke, and it's not really intent on pushing pedophilia. It's just kind of like, oh look, this old man's a pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see pedophiles use him as like a character. Like, see, he's getting accepted there. So why the fuck not in reality here?
Because I think what's going on is that we know that's a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's not like at the end of the day, we know it's wrong and it's still a joke.
Yeah, but it's not like it's a superhero character and just so happens to like nonchalantly be touching kids in the background,
Speaking of which, that reminds me of like the new Iceman.
He's still gay.
Well, what about Captain Planet? How old were those kids?
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting.
What about
Hey, in Captain Planet, he gave them the consent. He said the power is yours.
Oh, that is either if you're going by the character from DC, what was Captain Marvel is now called Shazam, was originally planned to be 7 kids who then fused together to create him. They used the concept in Flashpoint, but it's basically the same fucking idea. But the group of kids called Shazam, and then they fused together as a fully grown man. I wonder if he then would have, he would then have sex with an adult woman. How would that then work? Would you technically have sex with 7 kids or with one grown man?
I don't know.
Oh, remember the interview with the vampire with Kirsten Dunst? Was he technically plays an adult vampire, but still in the kid's body?
Dude, why do you think of stuff like this?
Well, that was the whole point of the fucking movie. Would it be accepted or not? That shit.
I saw a thing today.
Even vampires don't condone pedophiles.
I saw a thing today about Deadpool. I guess Ryan Reynolds wants to make more Deadpool movies, but he wants to explore Deadpool's bisexuality in these upcoming Deadpool movies.
Deadpool would fuck everything because he's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you read his comics, you see him flirting a little bit every fucking character you can find. He has
so that's actually part of the story.
And with women,
yeah,
and even aliens.
Okay, so it's actually part of the story.
How they would describe his character is omnisexual.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the news that they're developing a Batwoman TV series, and she's going to be gay. And the thing is that
lesbian.
She's lesbian in the comic, so I mean, a lot of people are having a fit over it. But if she's lesbian,
here's the funny thing: she was originally created to show that Batman and Robin were not in a gay relationship. That she was originally made. Then later when they got the reboots done, she was reintroduced as a lesbian character.
Yeah, she was retconned to be lesbian, but originally, yeah, she was a Batman love interest because they wanted to show that he and Robin.
But the way this is, apparently, according to some stories, she's actually his aunt as well.
I don't know. I just always thought it was strange that Batman would have a sidekick and he had a little boy running around with him and they named him Dick.
Well, and you see his short outfit. He had really short pants.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you go into that shit?
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Well,
So,
Captain America hang out with Bucky as well in a tent. Like, who the fuck knows what the fuck they did in there? Well, Batman and Robin slept in the same bed as well.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, Comic-Con happened this past week.
Yeah.
And because of Comic-Con, we got a bunch of new movie trailers that popped up. So I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of the stuff that's come out, but they released a trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yes.
And that looks promising. And at the same time, Netflix just released their Godzilla movie Part 2.
Jesus Christ, I'm not home. I can't watch it.
It was terrible. And
save joke.
Along with that, they released the Aquaman trailer finally. That looks promising. And I don't know.
It's still DC Warner Brothers. They can still fuck it up.
I don't think so. I think this looks good. I think this looks promising. They showed Black Manta in the trailer, along with Mira, and it looks good. The only issue that I have with it is the color of Mira's hair. It is just too bright. I mean, she's just.
I say that in the comics it had wax and wane a bit how dark the hair is.
I think they went too bright red with it, but if you haven't had a chance to see some of the trailers that came out from Comic-Con, one I suggest you take a look at is Overlord. That one I think it'll surprise you a little bit if you haven't seen it yet.
To talk about superhero shows, apparently Supergirl is going to have a trans superhero, and the whole character going to be based out because that she's trans. The funny is, they used a non-trans character and made a trans show. Despite the fact in the exact same fucking team, there is a trans woman in the team. But for some reason, they didn't use that character.
Well, did you hear about what happened with Scarlett Johansson and her movie getting canceled?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's like actors can't be actors.
I say, why not ask the trans person in the group how ridiculous it is?
Well, also The Rock was catching flack because he's playing a character that has a false leg, and there was some flack saying they should have found someone that had a missing limb in order to play the role.
No, it's like
isn't the point?
Please stop.
Isn't the point of acting to act, not to necessarily be the thing that you're acting?
Right.
Well, nobody was mad at Gary
Sinise. Who plays Barney on How I Met Your Mother is in real life gay, and he plays a fucking ladies' man on the fucking show.
Yeah,
Barney. Well, how about this? How about John Malkovich in Dangerous Liaisons? Watch that movie, and knowing that John Malkovich is gay, his acting is Oscar-worthy.
I didn't know John Malkovich was gay.
Yeah, he came out a while ago.
Oh,
I mean, I'm still kind of.
Me.
I don't understand it. But...
Well, here's the thing. Is honestly, I believe right now people are looking for something to be outraged over.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to find things to be upset.
Bullshit. How you cannot even say that she looks too much like a fucking young boy because people are outraged. It's called. Claim it's about tits and shit like that.
Who?
The new She-Ra gets a reboot. She-Ra from He-Man.
She-Ra.
She gets a reboot and she looks like a young boy, and people are like, you only think she looks like a young boy because she does have tits, despite the fact she clearly has a boy's arms, face, and her formal outfit is the same one what fucking Prince Adam wore in the He-Man series.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah, the
people already making crap jokes about her. She's now transformed to a trap. There were literally people who might literally be trap drawings of her who looks more female than the official fucking character. But no, you cannot critique her. Oh, you have the new Buffy reboot? Well,
yeah,
they call it a reboot, but it used the exact same lore, so it is a rebooted sequel, sort of thing. They're really kind of obscure about that.
I think Hollywood has run out of ideas, so they're just doing reboots and their situations. There's
Ghostbusters reboot.
there's a lot of stuff going on. They're rebooting Stargate, and that's supposed to be a multi-picture deal.
TMNT get a new reboot in the TV series. They just got a new cartoon reboot. The cartoon is not bad, but it's definitely not good.
See,
and for people kind of bitch Simone Ape that April is black, she was black in the original fucking comics. When she first appeared in the comics, she was a black woman. She was turned white later because of the fucking original cartoon series. So people, I don't give a fuck. She's made black. And Transformers movies either no longer being made, but they're gonna reboot it again.
Why?
I have no fucking clue. Because money.
Yeah, they need to stop rebooting shit. Like, it's getting old.
Yeah. Hollywood runs on Windows, confirmed.
I would more say they run on Linux because it gets reused every fucking time.
Okay.
I mean, like, you know what's actually kind of funny though? Now that I really think about it,
what's that?
There was a kid show called Shizao, and nobody ever bat an eye to it. Shizao.
What was it called?
Basically,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and like nobody batted an eye at it. It's kind of weird. Now that I really think about it, nobody was outraged at it.
Wasn't that the
You've seen the trailer for
was a
the
boy that turned into a female superhero?
Well, technically, he was a cross-dressing because he was still a boy, I think.
But the person was not a trans woman?
No, it wasn't a trans woman. It was actually just a cross-dresser. So, like, what happened was that, like, he was still a boy, but he had the appearance of a girl. Like, he was just a cross-dresser.
Wait, was the cartoon?
Yeah, that was a cartoon on PBS.
I remember making something about it, but what I've understand.
I think it was Nickelodeon.
He literally transformed into a cis woman.
Right. Yeah.
That was his whole stick. So he is sort of a trans woman, but not exactly. I remember certain trans people like, yeah, the first cartoon is trans superhero bullshit. But technically the character isn't, but I can kind of see it because he's technically transitioning every time to another gender.
It was a weird show, and
you don't even want to find out the Rule 34 of it. When you're gonna look up information about it, you found a lot of Rule 34 of that shit.
I don't want to know.
Fuck's sake. You had to go try to skip through all that shit.
So anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna bow out, guys.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, it was nice having some new people on tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for showing up. You've made my night more interesting.
Yeah.
All right, thank you much.
All right.
Get you later, bud.
Guys, remember to follow me on Twitter. Yay, because my stuff is great. Yay.
Only too much Paleos bullshit.
Yeah, I already got you there.
Yeah, stop eating garbage. Good night, everybody.
So don't eat paleo.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, the thing about these reboots, man, is just like they change so much of it where, you know, the target audience, the original fans just get so turned off and no one enjoys it.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, even if they do a reboot, they don't...
If it's too much the same, then people can hate it as well. That happened with American... Yeah, what happened with Psycho, where the reboot was the exact same as the original. So it's completely fucking pointless to make it.
I mean, like, I think people were kind of expecting, like, the new Buffy to have, like, a different story, a different background. And I think that people would be okay with that. But just to, you know, just to re-release Buffy with just a different skin color doesn't make any sense.
Hey, if you look at the Titans trailer, Starfire is either a black woman. They didn't even bother to make her skin orange like in the comics. Nope, she's black because reasons.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like man. I remember.
I'm just waiting for James Bond to become a gay Asian man.
Secret Asian man.
Hey, that's actually pretty good. We just wrote a script right there. Pay us, Hollywood. That's worth 3 movies right there.
Only if it's played by that weird doctor guy, that weird Asian doctor guy, Dr. Ken.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say you're not talking about Kaku. Kaku's my dude. Don't get me started on that.
No, it's just.
No.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to the new Godzilla movie.
Well, what about that movie about that? That was not Vertigo. With that really fat superhero chick they're gonna make a movie out of.
Oh yeah,
I have read the first. I would say the first volume is not the worst comic I've ever read, but by fuck it's boring.
It can't be any worse than Superman 1. The new reboot that they, I think the new issues that they just came out with.
Where Superman's planet is now destroyed by a world destroyer and no longer because the planet does shit.
And like he creates his new Fortress of Solitude in the Bermuda Triangle.
It's not that bad. I have more issues with there was Supergirl, I believe. Yeah, but there was a Batgirl where apparently a non-binary just purely appeared in one comic, never to be heard of again, and it was just a filler comic about a non-binary character who had to try to come out against his parents. Fucking bullshit. That was such a shit comic. It was even completely fucking filler. You would think like official comics of Marvel or DC doesn't have filler. It clearly does have filler. And it was even that fucking non-binary bullshit.
I started getting into the Scooby-Doo Apocalypse comics. Those are pretty good.
Those are good. Funny they make Shaggy and Hipster.
The only issue that I have is that they draw Daphne like a woman. Or not like a woman. They make her look like a man half the time.
She's made look like a dwarf.
That and like when you look at some of the comics, she looks like a guy, and just like
I would say go with Squirrel Girl in her own comics. She looks like a fucking guy in the comics. I absolutely. When even the Marvel had like a list of like, oh, this new volume boxes come out. I literally typed in that the Squirrel Girl one was the shit one that nobody should buy. The writer was the artist of the fucking Squirrel Girl liked the fucking comment. that I hated the comic.
No,
I have no idea how many people try to debate me because on Marvel stuff. Like I keep saying Marvel is not that aggressive as most people claim it is. People, oh, they don't fucking read it. I fucking read it. Like, I even like they're now doing Legacy to bring things back to what it used to be. And people, oh, it did not happen fast enough. The Legacy is still going the fuck on. It's not done yet.
Have you checked out the comics by Del Toro, by any chance?
You mean the Hellboy ones?
No, not the Hellboy ones. I think it's like the it's either I can't remember. It's either like the infection or the virus or something like that. It's like this comic book where everybody comes back from the dead. It's kind of weird. I only read like the first few pages of it. It looks kind of promising. Let me see if I can't find it real quick.
You mean the one about the plague, basically?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Turning into zombies, basically.
Yeah, and it starts off with like at an airport.
No, what I'm talking about is the place of more in the Dark Ages, where the devil is literally going inside people's body.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting, though.
What I don't good one to go with is Judas. That comic is amazing.
Let me see if I remember the name.
I read get comics.
The Strain.
From,
the Strain. That's the name of the book. It's called The Strain.
Like I would say, get the website get comics. That getcomics.com, you can find a lot of fucking comics there. Sometimes you find shit, sometimes you find pretty like even now the comics like Boom Rugrats is there. Like dumb shit like that. It's more than live. Like sometimes you find the dumbest comics there. Like there was literally one where they've but there's actually a good one I thought where Trump becomes an orange Hulk. I love that. There was one where Mike Pence is literally like a Superman. I love that. It's so bad that is good. Like they should make more of those.
The only comic I ever read was the old Ninja Turtle comic. Besides that, I'm like completely out of the
comic. You mean the Mirage comics?
A couple of those when I was a kid.
I have read most of them. I read even the volume 3, aka the Image one. I still like that timeline the most.
Right. Well, like with Ninja Turtles for me, I mean, you know, I lived like right by the New Hampshire border where they were made, so like I went to this New Hampshire shop like all the time and got them for like really fucking cheap, like a whole fucking set. I wish I still had it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if like the comic book industry is gonna bounce back anytime soon, but I don't think it will.
Well, Marvel is bringing things back, so.
Well, Marvel's kind of like on a lifeline, aren't they?
No, they're still selling good. Like they had the few couple of events were kind of decently well. Like Secret Wars was so fucking amazing. I would say Secret Empire was either pretty good, only the ending was absolute fucking trash.
I think because I've heard that like
was I would say I still fucking hate what they did with Carol Danvers still, but glad they bring her fucking back as what she's supposed to fucking be. Sure, she's not gonna be the big tit chick what she always fucking was, but at least she become more like, hey, I'm gonna be the character who is going to have fun as a superhero. As he always fucking was. She was more like, let's have fun, and I want to be the popular superhero ever, and not like short hair feminazi bullshit, where she looks like a fucking man.
Yeah, I've heard like they're trying
to. Fun of it. I still couldn't miss the big hits, but hey, who the fuck has that? The fun characters back.
I heard of that they're trying to reboot some of the series that failed early on, like some of the Black Panther series that just they never made numbers.
There's now apparently some weird space shit they're gonna do with. I have no fuck clue what the fuck. It doesn't fit anything. It is some weird alien race with a. Where he got caught, but at the same time, it's not the same that T'Challa. I have honestly no fuck clue what the fuck is going on. It doesn't fit.
Yeah, I've got a.
The Hulk is now either immortal. Like someone even blasted a hole into him, and he was still like, "I don't give a fuck."
I gotta finish up Godzilla Rulers of Earth.
I've not read that. I have with the Planet of the Apes meet King Kong. That was interesting because apparently there was supposed to be a female mate for King Kong, but apparently because he died, and that landed on the Planet of the Apes island where they fucking lives. They just go searching where the fuck the other one came from, and they're like, "Oh, there's King Kong," and then they try to take him with them, but of course it goes to shit because the gorillas are stupid as fuck.
They need to make a Harambe movie. That's an original idea right there.
No, they already made one. It's called King Kong on Skull Island.
Alright, you need to have like a new age Harambe movie where he has like a cult following. You know, kind of like Godzilla, but it's gonna be Harambe.
I think King Kong actually has like his own cult and whatnot.
All right, I should say Mothra. Like, remember how Mothra was, and Mothra had its own like little island where people worshipped him.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the original story to King Kong was that he had part of his own cult.
Oh yeah. You're right. Like before they captured him and all that.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm looking forward towards Godzilla versus King Kong. They're supposed to be making that movie, or so I heard.
Ooh.
See, but the only thing I don't like about the newer Godzilla movies is that they're focused on the people rather than on the monsters.
Right. That's why
I
I
mean,
don't like new movies. You know, I'd rather just watch the old Godzilla movies, the old King Kong movies. But
I was making the joke to my brother that it's like, have you guys ever watched Bates Motel?
no.
Says something
No.
vaguely.
The blonde lady in there plays Norman Bates' mother. So I kind of made the joke that it's Norma Bates and 11 go down and track Godzilla to defend the city against some bullshit from outer space. Just because it seems like the previous Godzilla movie was more focused on the humans than it was on the actual fighting. And I mean, I liked it. I still liked it, but just
Right. I mean, most of the movies they focus on the people, and then they had the big battle scene, but it was just different. Like, I think I watched the 2001 one, and it was absolutely horrible. I haven't really watched any Godzilla movies since
Funny
then.
that they used that Zilla, as he's now called, to that big fight with all the fucking Godzilla characters.
yeah, it was
That
like
Zilla was down in like 1 second.
yeah, it was like a Monsters All Out, wasn't it? I think that was the
And
movie.
Godzilla, I believe, he just smacked him against the building and just fire breathed him with a atomic breath to him.
Zilla's actually in Rulers of Earth in like the first issue.
Yeah,
And
he
Godzilla
is now his own character, and he's pathetically weak.
Yeah, like no, like if you watch not watch, but if you read Rulers of Earth, um Zilla actually gets smacked down within like the first few comic um books into it, and it's just a royal mess. Cause I think the first time they're fighting in Hawaii. Actually, let me see that. I think
In Hawaii.
yeah, I think it's in Hawaii. I have to take a look.
Talk about big giant monsters. I've been reading the Power Ranger comics, the new ones.
So which ones?
The new Power Ranger comics. Those
Oh.
are interesting because it starts with the original group, and it deals I don't know with altered timelines where apparently Tommy turned evil and he's fucking cool as shit.
Oh, jeez. Well, wait, wasn't he evil to begin with?
No,
Yeah,
that's
well,
not
he's
correct.
the White
But
Power Ranger,
in
right?
that one universe, he decided to go in the end, listen to what the fuck she said, and then he backstabs her and becomes ruler of the world, and he even breaks timeline by killing
Jeez.
a past version, despite of the future Power Ranger, what we've seen all the time, already existed, and because he now killed Tommy, but he still exists in a future team.
Jeez.
Yep, they literally
Sounds
broke
like
time. It is really fucking cool to read. I really recommend them.
All right.
I'll give him a try.
Hey,
Yeah,
Leaf
I'm
is
trying to
there.
remember. I
Play
think
lunch.
I'm very sorry. So they were like putting in pavement beside my house pretty much all day, and there was like such loud noises throughout the day that I was like, fuck it, I'm leaving my house. I'm getting a headache. And then I was like, I look at my phone like hours later, I was like, oh shit, there was a stream today. Oops. I'm very sorry.
I've
okay.
been on stream despite the environment I am currently in.
Your name is very misleading. It says unapologetic, and the first thing you do is come to apologize.
She is Canadian.
The name is false advertising.
Fake
It
news.
completely slipped my mind this stream because all I was thinking about is like, how can I get out of my house and away from all these loud sounds?
Yeah. But don't forget, Leaf is Canadian. She's unapologetic compared to Canadians.
Oh,
She's
okay.
comparatively.
No.
see.
But you should see she when she debates people on Twitter. She is rude.
Yeah.
It is fun to see.
Yeah, that Godzilla's Rulers of Earth, like the first scenes are like Zilla and Godzilla fighting it out in Honolulu, Hawaii.
I don't think I remember that one. All the ones I remember were in Japan.
No, well, this is a comic series.
Oh, okay.
There, like the comic series kind of expands like on the monsters that exist, and like the whole synopsis is that there's like an alien race that's trying to make and control monsters. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I
I really didn't know there was so much Godzilla stuff.
Well, there's like Rulers of Earth, and there's like the actual Godzilla series, and then there's like Godzilla
Yeah,
Goes
then
to
spin-offs
Hell.
and spin-offs and shit like that. And then of course you have all the ones. Like you don't even know how many aliens and Predator comic books there are. They even literally aliens and Predator books that are crossover with Batman, Superman, and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, most of my nerd shit is wrestling, so I still watch that every Monday. People make fun of me for it.
Hey, how bad would it be if we got John Cena to run as a libertarian?
Really bad.
That'd be funny now. Especially if they played his theme every time he came out to like if he won and he gave a presidential address, they did the John Cena theme.
Oh my god, that would be the one libertarian candidate I would not vote for.
He should then
It'd be entertaining though. It would be entertaining.
I mean, come on, how bad could he be compared to Bill Weld?
That guy with wants to give 3 ponies. John Cena should debate him.
Hey, we got Kane though. I think he's a libertarian.
Yeah, but he's not John Cena. John Cena had like that really powerful intro.
He should actually go against The Rock. That would be amazing. Both are going.
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually ran. Like, not even joking, if The Rock actually ran.
I've heard about it, but I'd prefer I would like to see just like one wrestler run as Democrat, one wrestler run as Republican, and the other one runs as like Libertarian. I would love to see that.
Let's be honest. If there's one wrestler that should run and would actually win, it would be Ric Flair.
Yeah, but he's got like people have second guesses on him just because of like his health issue. I think he suffered.
I guess. I mean, every wrestler's gonna have a health issue. He's like the only one that's like going strong at like 80 or whatever he is now.
Yeah, I think he suffered like a heart attack not too long ago, a couple months ago actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting all that.
But like, just imagine him and just imagine John Cena. Every time he tries to go out and does something, he's like, "It's John Cena." Do 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 do.
Well, Mrs. McMahon is in what is she? She's a small business associate at the White House.
Oh, man. Could you imagine? Like next year's not next year's, but next like presidential candidate? It's like running as a Democrat. It's Vince McMahon versus Trump.
Vince would definitely be a Republican. Like,
talk about this comics in general. What if they actually make just not even the puns? What if someone like Superman, who is virtuous, you should never kill someone, but then some super villain is trying to fucking rape his fucking son? How the fuck would he react to it? Mr. Virtuous, we should never kill or hurt someone, but someone tried to rape his son.
Whoa. In Injustice, don't forget that he actually killed the Joker.
Yeah, but that was either because his wife was killed, because he was thinking he was fighting Doomsday. Plus, that Superman.
No. Remember? No,
slightly.
Joker was in jail. Remember, he was interrogating him after he nuked Metropolis.
There was that he killed Joker in jail. There was a later moment. Joker was first threatening to kill Metropolis with a bomb, and was thinking that he was fighting Doomsday, but when him was Lois Lane. And the moment her heart stopped, the bomb went off. And that's what made him mad. But his past of that Superman was really different. Because Lex Luthor in the universe is a good guy and not an evil guy. So his history is already slightly different. I'm just mainly talking about the big, well-known Superman. Mr. Virtuous, what everybody knows.
He would still kill somebody. I mean, look what he did to Doomsday.
Yeah, but Doomsday was something completely different in a sense.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
But it would be an interesting comic, in my opinion, to see different superheroes react to this shit. Like, I know that Batman would distract guy.
Hey,
Although,
lives matter.
if someone tried to do that to Damien, pretty much that Damien would kill the guy already. And silence.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, you know, they'll be like.
You guys want to continue this hangout session?
There we go.
Well, I would still like leave stuff on the pedophile shit. Either that was stupid for reason West was here.
What?
Everything sounds choppy to me right now. Sorry.
Sounds choppy. What is that?
No.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
It sounds like a robot talking underwater.
That poor robot.
Well, two of us are actually robots, so you know that's not anything wrong. That's just how we sound.
Robots in water. Water's not good for robots.
I'm just insane, so I talk insane.
We're
I can go explain to Leaf how I would towards the pedophiles.
Yeah. You have a question. Okay, so what happens if a pedophile orders a sex robot as a child?
As much as I fucking hate pedophiles and want them all to fucking die, it's better than them going out and harming an actual child. But at the same time, they might encourage them to go out and harm an actual child because they might want the actual child after doing the robot thing. So I think we should just line them all against a wall and just shoot them in the head.
No.
I like that idea.
Say, mine towards the way better. We kind of like pull out nails, pull out the hairs, pull out the eyes, ears, and then just piece by piece, you can do the toes, you can keep burning the parts so they don't bleed out, till they basically just a hump of just basically stomach and head and shit like that. Just put them on a chair, listen to the worst ever, and let them go fucking insane. And in my personal opinion, that is still not enough. They deserve far worse punishment for that shit. But I don't know the understand like a Ghost Rider, so I cannot give that. But I have my bias too.
Hey Mike, did you schedule that beach post that I posted in the chat?
Which one?
Did I what?
I posted I posted a beach picture.
Oh yeah, no, I did not schedule it. Was I supposed to?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which Mike you was talking to.
Nah, I went down to the
Which
beach.
Mike are you talking to?
I guess either one
talking
applies.
to
We're the ones that usually do the schedule and all that. So.
Yeah, I try not to. I can't post, and I try not to interfere with your with who makes the schedule, so that way like less people.
Okay.
Right.
I can post it if you want me to.
Well, I mean, as you know, like the Gilms will like post like like how they had the punk rock thing like every day at 5 o'clock for like a week. Like I just try not to mess with their schedule unless I say something in the chat.
Yeah,
it's like if you see a gap, man, and no one's around because we're all dealing with other shit throughout the day, fill it up.
I can't post. I think I'm only a mod or something.
Oh.
I can't post in there.
What do you want the caption to be?
What do they say? What do fishermen or the boat captains usually say? Like the sea, she's a fickle mistress or something like that. because I posted 2 of them. I think one I kind of just drew the watermark in there.
There's a special
that's one
treat
that
in the behind the scenes look at how our pages run.
That'll work.
Yeah. The C, she's a fickle mistress.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
But jeez, Family Guy's on now. Yeah.
Well, we have here Touchpoint in at the moment.
What's up?
We've been going for over 2 hours. All right, we've been going for still over 2 hours, and it's kind of coming down to a lull.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a stop to the live broadcast. If you all want to continue this hangout chat, you can. But I just want to say thank you everyone who joined us and watched. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. We enjoyed the conversation. Great topic tonight. Great conversation. Follow us on Twitter at @sarcasm_liberty. You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram, Sarcasm and Liberty.
And tell your
Have a
friends
good night.
get more than
See you
10
in the next
viewers.
stream.
Want to say something?